Guys, just confirm, am I audible and visual properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, before starting, I'll request two things, keep your audio and video muted throughout the session so that we can conduct the session in a smooth way. Okay, whatever doubts you have, you can unmute and ask at any point of time. Although we'll be providing you question and answer session at the end. Even you can send your questions in chat box, we'll take at the end of the session, right? So let us start. So we'll make this session very interactive. Always try to interact with us. If something we are asking, you just interact. That will definitely boost your morale, right? So let us start. The first question which I would like to ask, like, are you doing what you love? That means, are you following your passion? After graduations, after post graduation, people are in hurry. मुझे job चाहिए, immediately they need job. But do you think, once they will take any wrong decisions, it is very difficult to return back. Okay. So just follow your passions. If you are doing pharmacy, you have done pharma, you have done pharma, it's matter of 4 year or 6 year you are invested in this industry. Okay. So whatever you have done, whatever your heart is saying, just go through it. Okay. Don't think like if I'll get software job, I'll get more salary. If I'm going in XYZ domain, so I'll get more exposure. Nothing like that. Just follow your passion. Because nowadays, you know what, as per my experience, I used to ask these questions in all the sessions. And out of 10 students, 9 will say no, sir. So this is a serious thing which you have to address, right? Next question is, many students need to ask, sir, I want to do MBA, I want to do M Pharma, I want to do engineering. Will I get better job? Tell me one thing, is it really needed? If you take the list of top successful persons, founders, CEOs, engineers, pharmaceutical, guys, they all are not having higher degrees, they are not having much degrees, but what they are having, they are having a skill set. Okay. So what I will suggest as a seniors, as your well wishers, rather than collecting degrees, focus on your skills like selling, coding, designing, anything like that. The skills should be related to your profession. Okay. You have to add that skills, inculcate that skills inside yourself. Then only you are going to fit in this industry. If people are from, pharmaceutical industry, in the starting of our days when we are in 8th or 9th standard, we used to study a chapter in biology, survival of the fittest, right? So now the day have come after COVID, the maximum employee who got, out from the company were the person who are not well skilled. Okay. The person who are still, irreplaceable in any of the company, they are still working in COVID also. Jobs are there. So focus on adding skills in your life rather than collecting certificates. Okay. Because the first stage of growth is realization. Okay. If you want to grow in your life, you want to do something big in your life, the first stage or the first step you can say is the realization. Until and unless you will not realize what you are made for, you are not going to succeed. So first give time to yourself and realize like what you are going to do. What is exactly needed to be inculcated in your career, right? Always, showcase your skills, not resume. Everybody used to send resumes, but once you are showcasing skills, automatically jobs will follow you. Okay. Next is, many students need to ask, sir, what is the difference between training and professional development? See, training fills in a gap. Okay. But development looks to the future and growth of company and employee. I'll take a very simple example. For example, your HOD, sir, allocate some new subject to any of the faculty member. Okay. Some founder or CEO is assigning some new work. Even you are going in industry and you are given new project. So there will be a short training, like how you have to do. Okay. So training fill instant gap. Okay. But professional development is related to, future growth, your growth. Okay. growth of organization, growth of employee. So, sir, is it needed to get trained? Yes, exactly needed. Do you think if an employee is not given training and he can perform the work? To excel in your department, you need proper training. Then only you could be a good professional, right? My next, irrespective of all things, whether it is HODs, principal, founders, CEOs, HRs, anyone in this world, irrespective of everything, your designations, age, you should have learning mindset. Sir, why you are saying like this? Yes, it is needed. You should have learning mindset. Until and unless you are not having learning mindset, nowadays, students used to go in YouTube, they will watch some video for 5 minutes, then again they will watch some video for 5 minutes. It is useless. If you are following a proper pattern, if you are having learning mindset, if, for example, you are determined to learn, what is going in drug industry, then there is a sequence, right, that you have to follow. Always you have to, work on productive development. Okay. If I ask you like how many minutes or how many hours a day you are working for your professional growth, apart from your regular activities, if you ask me, I will say 10 minutes. Apart from all my regular activities, I used to spend only 10 minutes for my personal growth. So how many minutes in a week? It is 1 hour, right? So 1 month, 4 hours. But I want to make this 4 hours in a week. Then only I can excel myself in the department, right? So the question is, sir, these all things are okay. How Shiksha Junction will help to achieve these all things? So here we will discuss these all things, okay, along with all the career opportunities. So let me give you a review about Shiksha Junction. See, Shiksha Junction bridge the gap between real-time industry needs and student theoretical knowledge. There is a thin gap, thin gap between whatever exactly a student is learning in college, learning by himself, and what is exactly needed in industry. That thin gap we are bridging. See, we at Shiksha Junction strongly believe that, job is the byproduct of your skill sets. If you are having relevant industrial skills, automatically job will follow you. N number of jobs. I'm not asking about one. You might have seen in college, some of the toppers of your college used to get 10 to 12 offers. Why? Because they have presented their skills in front of various HRs in a proper manner, right? So we are on the mission of instilling a comprehensive skill set, not just limited to technical, but to match with the growing expectation of industry. We are working on your professional skills. So thereby we are appraising employability of yours in front of any company. Okay. So our team is dedicated to equip you all with essential skill needed to pursue desired career. Okay. Next, sir, why Shiksha Junction? First is best industry curriculum. Whatever course you are choosing at Shiksha Junction, that all are designed by industrial experts who are already working in that domain from past. You will be seeing in upcoming, slides, right? So that all are designed by experienced industrial professionals who are already working in that industry from past 5 to 6 or 10 years. So if you are very good in technical, like sir, I'm very good in pharmacovigilance topics. I'm good in clinical research management, clinical trials. But if you are not able to present it in front of HRs, in front of CEOs, in front of your HOD sir, in front of your examiner, it is useless. So that's why Shiksha Junction provide various grooming sessions, real-time projects and case study. For example, you are getting selected in any industry as a pharmacovigilance associate. Okay. So what roles you have to perform? What is exactly work done by that guy? That all case study and real-time projects will be taught in live session by our experts. In various courses, we also offer virtual industry visits, which our expert is making live from the industry. so that a student should have that practical approach in their mind. Certification and opportunities, we are providing n number of opportunity in that domain after completion of the course, right? So talking about our various programs, training and internship, we are dealing in 7 segments: trending, electrical, mechanical, civil, CSIT, EC and pharmacy. Okay. So first I'll show you the exact course so that you will get an idea, then you can understand the session further. So currently we are giving 2 courses in in pharmacy department. Okay. So let me take you to the website. Yeah, first is clinical data management. Second is pharmacovigilance. Guys, please mute yourself. So these all courses have been designed in such a way that it will last for 4 weeks. Every day we'll be having 60 to 90 minutes of session after 6 p.m. so that college curriculum will not disturb. These all sessions are live from industrial experts. They will deliver the session, and after the session you'll be getting recordings of the session also. So let me talk the few features, then we'll move to the main agenda of the session. First is industry exposure. Whatever content we are delivering here, that is related to real-time industry. What is exactly going in current industry? Nowadays, after COVID, you might have seen the drug industry have boomed. So what is exactly going on and what are the exact skills needed for a fresher to fit in that industry that we are delivering through our course? Already I provided like industrial visits, virtual industry visits along with exposure to real-time projects and case study. And third is the game changer, growth evaluation. Every week you will be having mock interviews, technical test, grooming session, so that we can analyze like how you are performing here. If you are thinking I should join Shiksha Junction for just certificate, then this is not the right place. But yes, one thing we guarantee, like if you travel with us for 1 week, you'll fall in love with our learning process. And next is internship report. Every day, whatever you are learning, that will be, drafted in your report per day. Like in at the end of the internship, we'll be having 50 to 60 pages of real-time reports, which you can submit in college for external, internal even. You can show to HRs of various companies wherever you are going for any interview. Sir, this is what I have done on real-time basis. Next is grooming session. This we'll discuss in upcoming slides, and certifications. So guys, these are the key features. And now coming to the main agenda of the session, that is scope and career opportunities for pharma students. So now I request Ramesh sir to proceed further, sir. It's over to you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, Sonu sir, for handling the session. Yeah, am I audible and visible?
Yeah, it is clearly audible and visual, sir.
Yes, thanks for confirming. Yeah, firstly, I want to thank Ashish sir for a great introduction. Thank you so much for that. So, yes, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Can I
sir.
get some
Good
response?
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Is my screen visible? Sonuji, can you please confirm?
Yes, it is visual, sir.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm very happy and overwhelmed that I'm meeting some more new people today in a webinar, whether it is virtual mode or offline mode. I'm meeting some new people in a lifetime. That is very pleasuring for me. So, because you are all from the pharma background, because I was some kind of bias with the pharma students, because there is a misassumption in the society that if somebody is doing B Pharma, they can simply ask a question called, where you are keeping your medical shop, are you giving for rent, or these kind of common questions were rising in the society these days. So to avoid all false assumptions, we have to educate ourselves, and we have to educate our society that pharmacy is not only meant for medical shop, because we're graduating and post graduating with this B Pharma, which is not meant for only for medical shop. We can have the medical shop, but along with that medical shop, we have numerous opportunities because we are the scientists, we are the formulation scientists, we are the R&D scientists, we are the quality analysts, we are the quality control employees. Everything we were doing for the drug until it is released into the market. Even after releasing the market, also we were having a active role. So now I am here to explain what kind of career opportunities you get after graduating. Uh, yes, someone can please mute the mic. So if you have any query, you can raise at a point, but otherwise you can just please mute the mic. Yes. So I'm here to explain the scope and career opportunities for pharma students, graduates and postgraduates, and the persons who are also involved in other domains. Yes. So it is a big confusion always after final B Pharma and project completion, as well after M Pharmacy. We have so many questions in our mind. Along with that, side by side, we have pressures from the parents, pressures from the question will be there. What you're going to do with the masters, how you're going to do job? If job, what kind of job? Yes. Yeah. So these kind of jobs are very well aware among so many pharma students. Like what we can do after B Pharma, we have a very new known opportunity called masters, that we can do the masters in any specialization like analysis, like SETEX or whatever we have interest. So along with that, we have many jobs like quality assurance, research and development scientist, quality control, medical representative, dispensing pharmacist, manufacturing, formulation scientist, medical kind of all. There are so many kind of jobs where we can actively involve and participate and contribute to the drug process. So these kind of jobs are, I think you are all aware. Yes or no? You might hear these names. Is it first time you are hearing all these names, or you might aware of this? Can I get some response from the students? Can I get acknowledgement? Yes or no? Have you heard these courses earlier, or is this the first time?
So we heard it.
Quality assurance. Yes, we heard it, right? So many times we were hearing these words: quality assurance, quality control, representative, scientist, which is involved in formulation. These kind of jobs. But again, even though you are knowing this, it is a big confusion again, in which you have to step in. Whether I have to step in quality assurance. If it is quality assurance, what kind of roles I can expect? What kind of package I can expect? What kind of growth I can expect? So if it is medical rep, again the same question will rise. If it is a pharmacist, again the same question will rise. So it is a big confusion stage. I can understand the situation after the pharmacy, that is after 4th year. So it is a very big confusion state for every pharma graduate and postgraduate after completing their perspective courses. So it always creates a messiness and confusion in the minds. So now I have a question for everyone in this webinar. Can a pharma student do a software job? Can a pharma student do a software job after his graduation or post graduation?
Yes, he can do so.
Yes. If yes, what kind of jobs?
Medical coding.
Yeah, medical coding. Yes. Still. Still.
Building softwares for pharmaceutical companies.
Okay. That we were supposed to do. Like, do we have that knowledge of IT, information technology? Because to develop a software or to develop a process, we need some CSE basics, that is computer science basic, and some programming, right? So do we think, or I don't think so, that as per B Pharma curriculum, according to PCI, there is no such course implemented in our regular B Pharma subjects. Do you have? No, right? Do you
No,
have
sir.
programming in B Pharma? So like just a correction for your point, we were not supposed to develop a database, but we can work on database. I think you got the difference, right? We were not supposed to develop the database because we were not trained and we were not skilled in developing a database or processing, but we were trying, we can do a software job, yes. As you said, I can acknowledge it is yes, because we were supposed to do software job. We can do the job on a developed database, and we can process the information whatever we are getting. So this is not an industrial work. So this is not a regular quality assurance, quality control industry job. The jobs which I have displayed here, these jobs you have to go into the industry, you have to get chemical exposure, you have to perform tests, you have to involve in manufacturing, you have to do production, you have to be in the laboratory from morning to evening, and you have to deal with the chemicals, and you have to do that. But these software jobs are not like that. These are similar and as such same as IT jobs. What the CSE people will do, like we can sit in front of a laptop and we can do work for 8.5 hours for a day, and post that we can get a job in the industry. But these software jobs are not like that. These software jobs require dedication, require dedication,
I think some technical error is there. Some issue is there.
Yes, guys, please wait for 2 minutes. Okay.
am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
you are audible. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I think some technical issue. Yes, a pharma student can do a software job, right? So what kind of software jobs we can do, that we can discuss here. Yes, we can do software jobs too, like clinical research, clinical data management, SaaS, and pharmacovigilance. Guys, do you hear this terminology earlier? These kind of jobs, are you aware of? Like we can do these kind of jobs also. There are jobs like this. Please acknowledge yes or no. Are you
No,
aware
sir.
of these jobs?
No, sir.
No, right? Yes. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah. So we can do the software jobs. As I said, from the deviation from the regular routine industry wet jobs, I can have two kind of jobs after pharmacy. That is wet lab. One more is dry lab. Wet lab is that where we have to go to the laboratory or industry, and we have to deal with the chemicals, and we have to work there, and we have to do that jobs that are called wet jobs. And dry jobs are those we will deal with information what we will get, and we will work on database. So it is completely a laptop work like a 80%. So that we call as software job. So these kind of software jobs are also we were having after pharmacy, with the knowledge what you gain in the pharmacy, and additional knowledge you required is these trainings whatever we provide from the Siksha, that is pharmacovigilance, clinical research, data management, and all knowledge. So the additional knowledge which you want to require and to get a jobs in these kind of domain is that we were providing here. Let me tell you the brief information about these kind of four jobs in a shorter way. So after pre-formulation studies and after manufacturing the drug in the industry by performing quality assurance, quality control, can we release the drug directly into the market? Can we release the drug directly into the market after manufacturing? Yes. Can we directly release a drug into the market?
No, sir.
No. So in between, what we have to prove? What we have to do if we want release the drug into the market? Any idea? Okay,
Survey
no
for
problem.
testing, then clinical trials and all that things.
Very, very well said. Thank you so much for this. Yes, we have to do clinical trial and the preclinical trial. So the clinical trial will be done on the human subjects and the preclinical trial will be done on the animals, right? Yes, you said is very, very correct. So after the manufacturing, pre-formulation studies, evaluation parameters, the drug, the sponsor company, whoever manufacturing the drug, if he want to get patents for the drug, he should get approval from the FDA. So if he want approval from the FDA, he need to submit information, right? That is new drug application. Post the review of the drug information to the FDA. FDA will inspect each and every part of the information provided by the sponsor company. Then it will release the drug into the market. So let's see, clinical research is that nothing but clinical trials. During clinical trials, there are many number of subjects involved in the trial, right? So it will be having phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 is post marketing, that is after release of the drug into the market. So this clinical research, CDM, SAS will all deal about phase 1, 2, 3, and pharmacovigilance is that deal both about phase 1, 2, 3 as well as phase 4. So this pharmacovigilance is not limited only for phase 4. This is for both phase 1, 2, 3 and phase 4. Whatever we have here, clinical research, clinical data management, SAS, this is only meant for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 information. Yes, students, during clinical trial, what we do? We will do research a new drug, a new chemical moiety on human subjects. That is healthy subjects, phase 1. Next, diseased subjects, phase 2, phase 3. So nearly there will be up to 10,000 people, 10,000 subjects will be involved during clinical trial. So during the process of clinical trial, we'll get information. What kind of information we'll collect? Drug safety parameters, drug efficacy parameters. So drug safety efficacy parameters will collect the information. That information we have to send to FDA. For what purpose we have to send to FDA? To get approval from the FDA to release the drug into the market. So if you want to submit an information which you are collecting during the clinical trial, which is about the subjects, can you submit that information in a messy format without improper format? So even for your lab regular records, you have to maintain a record that is in a proper way, like index, objectives, aims, procedure, everything should be in a formatted way. The FDA will never approve a drug if you are submitting information in inappropriate way. So what we have to do is, while we are submitting the information to FDA, we have to process the information. The information is nothing but the safety and efficacy parameters of the drug. Okay, so that information we'll collect from the clinical trial, that is clinical research. So from the clinical research, you will get a jobs like clinical research associate, clinical research coordinator, centralized monitoring assistant. What these people do is, these people will collect the information from the subjects during the clinical trial, and they will database in their available database. So whatever you collect the information during clinical research, it is a big information, that is huge information and a raw information, because there is no that much time during the clinical trial collection information there we can sit and do in a proper formatted way. Because if you want to do a proper formatted way, you should use some Excel at least, some kind of formatted tools at least, some processor at least. So what these people do is, they will collect a huge and raw information which will be so much of messy on the papers. So what they will do, this messy and raw information will be sent to clinical data management team. Clinical data management team is that which use data management tools. We have tools which were already developed by IT people. That data tools are nothing but Oracle products. We, that clinical data management trained people, work on that data management tools, and we will merge the data. Even in the MX player, if you're having a big MB size video, then what you will do to share to other person, you just compress the video, you just merge the video, right? It is same as like that. Clinical data management is that in which The information, whatever you got through the clinical trials will merge the data. The huge data is there, right? It will merge that huge and raw data. So after merging and compressing the data we collect from the clinical trial, so this clinical data management associates or clinical data management job employees will actively involve in merging the information which is collected from clinical trial. So this clinical data management employees will also work on a database tool. So this is also a software job what we can do. So after merging the information, we have to send this information to SAS. Guys, I have a question for everybody here. So a information that I have in a paragraph format and the same information I have in a tabular format, what you prefer?
Sir, in a tabular format.
Because it gives a clear idea, right? So by seeing, just by seeing itself, we can think like what are the parameters, what are the efficacy, what kind of drug evaluation test performed, like what is the dosing given. So tabular columns, the table listing figures are those which by seeing which we can easily identify the data. So the merged data from the clinical data management team will be sent to SAS. SAS is nothing but statistical analysis system. So this statistical analysis system is that where these people will process the data. That means they will do the statistical analysis of the data. These people will also work on a database that is called SAS database. SAS database is that which have 5-window environment. In that 5-window environment, they will use codes. Okay, codes. By using codes, even millions of data also they can process and they can convert into table format by using a single line statement. They will write a single line statement in the window environment. By that it will be converted into table listing figures. That means tabular formats, and that tabular listing figures will be sent to FDA. By that FDA will easily cross check the documents and easily will give the approval for the drug to release into the market. This is what the way happening in regular routine scenario outside of now in the country as well as globally. So this is what the jobs we can do after this: pharmacy, the clinical research, clinical data management, and SAS. Now I will discuss the most emerging job and very like crucial job, pharmacovigilance. Yes, guys, now you tell me that after taking drug, can we expect side effects or can we expect only desired effects? Can
Sir,
we
we
expect only
can
side
side
effects?
effect also.
Yes, along with the desired effects, we can also expect side effects that is not required for the body, which were not even essential, which were causing harm to the body. So if a drug is causing adverse effects, that is safe, non-safer effects, will the drug will be safe? Will the drug will be safe for the body?
No.
No. So if and during with this information, whatever provided with clinical research, CDM, SAS, the FDA approved the drug. Once the drug released into the market, it is started because during clinical trial, you will do clinical trial only on 10,000 subjects. But when it is released the drug into the market, then it will be circulated globally, right? Then we have a chance of exposure of drug to various climatic regions, various genders, various pediatrics, geriatrics. So many kind of pictures will come into the scenario. So then we can expect some adverse drug reactions, right? Because different bodies will react to different ways to the drugs. Based on their body, the side effects will also come. So do you think after approval from the FDA, the drug released into the market, will be the drug banned if it is getting so many ADRs, the so many side effects, or it will be retained as such? Will it be banned if it is getting so many side effects? My question is clear. So the drug is released into the market, so it is showing more and more adverse effects. So the drug will be banned or will it kept as like that?
Sir, the drug should be banned from market.
Yes, the drug should be the banned. But yes, but like you are telling the drug is causing ADRs and the drug should be banned by FDA. How the FDA will ban the drugs? How the FDA will come to know that drug is causing ADRs? So there should be a person who actively involved to communicate between the FDA and society, right? Is that clear? So how the FDA will come to know that this drug is causing ADS? There should be a communication between the regulatory authority as well as the patients. That from the patients, he will collect the information and he will submit it to the FDA. So that person is pharmacovigilance associates. So these pharmacovigilance associates will collect the information from the subjects, and that they will process the each patient subject information as a case. They will consider each patient information as a case, and they will process the case and they will submit to FDA. So if the trend is going on the adverse drug reactions, the drug will be banned by the FDA, right? Yes. In the Covaxin also, during Covaxin trial and Covaxin release into the market after, so many deaths were happened. So it created some messiness and some confusion, some panic, and some kind of assumptions in the society that so the Covaxin is causing deaths and some kind of severe adverse drug reactions. That is the reason we won't take the drug. So for this reason only, there were so many people that didn't took the drug, because the false assumption that the Covaxin caused the deaths. Even it is not a false assumption. In the initial days, the Covaxin also caused the drug. So this pharmacovigilance is a very important sector in the pharmacy for the drug release and the for drug circulation in the world. Because if the drug is causing continuously ADRs, then we should ban the drug. That information how we will send to FDA through the pharmacovigilance. So if you are getting pharmacovigilance knowledge here, then you can go to the pharma big MNCs, multinational companies, where you are supposed to process the patient cases with the available ADR information. Then the FDA will take appropriate action whether to ban the drug or to retain the drug based on the severity of the adverse drug reaction. So this pharmacovigilance also have a role in clinical trial, not only post marketing. During the clinical trial also you'll get drug ADRs, right? So this pharmacovigilance collects ADRs from the clinical trial, ADRs from the post marketing after the release of the drug into the market, and will submit on an active basis to the active and passive basis both. Because some patients while after taking the drug they may experience ADRs, by their own interest they can submit to the FDA. So active means regulatory authority or a sponsor company, the company which is manufacturing the drug, that will employ certain pharmacovigilance employees to process the cases and submit to the FDA. So this pharmacovigilance is that much important in today's world to monitor the safety of the drug. So these kind of all jobs you can do along with this medical coding, medical writing. I think medical coding, medical writing you heard, but these jobs also we can do. Guys, I'm very sure the minimum package the company offerings per month is 22 to 25, regardless of whether it is a small company or big company. Because I was working as a pharmacovigilance senior associate, I have reviewed so many people and I have so many friends in different kind of industries like pharma wet labs and pharma dry industry also. By my review, what I found is these software jobs, these PV jobs, whatever we do here are good in payment, good in packages. Like it is initially giving 20 to 25 for the fresher candidate who have a good pharmacovigilance knowledge, who had a degree of graduation or post graduation. So see, this 20 to 25 is a good amount according to my consideration for a fresher. So, and also working environment is very nice with this pharmacovigilance, because you used to work only for 8.5 hours and then for the rest 2 days you have off. So it is similar like a IT job. So it is very safer side for the people. And there is a very false assumption in the society that all software jobs will have hikes up to a point and will stop and the software will get down. So guys, you tell me, so will the drug development process will stop by this chemical? Because we were living in a society where we are using so much of chemical food, so much of chemical environment, we were habituated for artificial life. So even for a small headache and small nail pain, we were getting tablets and we were taking tablets and capsules. So do you think this drug process will stop at a point in coming days?
No, sir,
So
we're not going to stop.
yes, because even for a minute disease, minute infection, we were taking drugs. And even post surgery, kind of severe effects also. Prior to surgery, we have to give anesthesia. That anesthesia is also a pharma product. So until this world existing, until this human existing, there will be existing of drugs until it is, unless it is following natural products, some kind of therapies. So even natural products also will get ADRs, no? That also we can process in the pharmacovigilance. Yes. So this pharmacovigilance, until the drug is there in the society, this pharmacovigilance will be existing. Until the drug is there, this clinical trial will be existing. Until clinical trial is there, this information, this data management, SaaS, PV, clinical research will also exist. So just to contradict the false assumption that this software jobs will saturate at a point, I am giving this information. Yes, I hope it is clear. Next, we'll move to next slide. So I will explain what pharmacovigilance is and what you will do in a depth manner here. Yes, pharmacovigilance is a science. As like so many sciences, it is also a branch of science which actively involves in collection, monitoring, and researching, assessing, and evaluating the information from healthcare providers and patients on the adverse effects of the medications, biological products, herbals, and traditional medicines. As I said, this pharmacovigilance is actively involved in ADR collection and submission to the FDA. By that, it will gives a safety for the drug. So that sponsor company image also doesn't spoil with that adverse effects. So this pharmacovigilance people, what they will do, they will collect the information. After collecting, they will monitor the information, that ADR information, what kind of ADRs will be caused by the drug, whether it is already expected or unexpected. So we will research whether these were first time coming or it is seeing in so many subjects or so many patients, and we will come for assessment like whether this ADR is caused due to the drug or due to some other factors, and we will evaluate that. We will come to a conclusion that yes, this drug is caused this ADR, then we'll submit to FDA. So who will submit the information to the pharmacovigilance employees? Healthcare providers. Who are healthcare providers? Physicians, nurse, clinicians, physicians, so many. And patients. Patients also voluntarily can submit. So today I took paracetamol. After taking paracetamol, within 2 hours, I got nausea. So I wanted to submit this report to somebody because no other people have to experience this. After getting paracetamol, they are experiencing nausea. I got affected, that is fine, but no people have to affect this. For this safer side, what I do, I just go to the nearby PV center and I will submit the information. So the information may be arise from the healthcare providers or patients on the adverse drug reactions of the drugs. So the drugs may be a biologic product, herbals, or a traditional medicine. So this PV is not limited only for chemotherapy. This is also having its origin and impact and scope and route and its performance in biologics, herbals, and traditional medicines. Next, as I'm saying, the reactions or side effects or some other kind of terminology I'm telling so for the long time, like after taking the drugs and releasing of the drug into the market, the patient are getting other than desired effects. Those are called side effects. So what are the side effects we can see here? Any unfavorable and unintended sign, symptom, or a disease temporarily associated with the use of medicinal product is adverse drug reaction. So the main purpose we take drugs is to get rid of diseases. But along with the rid of diseases, we were getting some other drug reactions, because I'm very pretty sure that you are all from the pharmacology subject also, because you came up with that subject also. In the pharmacology, at the end part, after the mechanism of action, you will come to have areas, that is nausea and vomiting, sedation. These kind of areas you can see for every drug in every classification. So if the areas are more for the drug, we can simply say it is a non-safe drug, and we can send to information to the FDA. Post that, FDA will review and will send signal to the concerned authority, that concerned sponsor company, and this will give ban to the drug if it is a trend in the areas. So the area, the reaction is nothing but unintended, because it is not intention to take the drug. Unfavorable, it is not favorable to the body. Symptom or a disease, sometimes we maybe get disease with the drug. So at the time, we have to submit the information. So the ADR may be unfavorable, unintended sign, symptom, or disease temporarily associated with the use of medicinal product. Next, why? What is the need of this pharmacovigilance? There is a need to monitor the effects of drug during the clinical trials and after its launch in the market, because we were manufacturing the drug and we were testing the drug to get a desired effect for the condition, for a disease. But along with the treatment, we are getting side effects. So it is not safe from the, not safer for the humans. So for this reason, we have to actively monitor the drug effects and adverse drug reactions. So because adverse events can happen during the clinical trials and events after its launch in the market. Yes, During the clinical trial, while first time administering the drug, there will be different ways that human body will react. So by that, it may give desired effects. Along with that, it may give adverse drug reactions also. So after because the clinical trial is limited only to 10,000 patients or subjects, so after launch in the market, there will be more number of subjects who will be the drug taking, right? There will be exposure of drug in a huge population. So there may be chances of getting new adverse drug reactions which were not there in clinical trial. So the pharmacovigilance has a very important need during the trial as well as in the marketing phase. What is the rationale for pharmacovigilance? Why we should have this pharmacovigilance? To prevent disasters. Have you heard thalidomide disaster? Anybody? Have you heard thalidomide disaster? Are you aware of thalidomide? 1960 thalidomide disaster, which was a very big disaster in the pharma industry, because after this 4,000 children got limb deformities because of a drug thalidomide, which because during the pregnancy women used to get some nausea and sedative kind of feelings and vomitings. No, to avoid all this, the pregnant women took this thalidomide, and after delivery, the babies all who were delivered from the thalidomide taken pregnancy women were with limb deformities, face deformities, and so many kind of deformities they have come up. So if you are neglecting these areas as like that, it will be a trend for other patients and will collapse the world with the adverse drug reaction. Even coaxin, after coaxin, so many deaths were happened. After that, so modifications have done to that coaxin. If it is not modified to the coaxin, then the deaths will be a trend. So that much important is pharmacovigilance. So it will prevent the disasters. It builds up the customer confidence and brand image. Yes, how it will develop a customer confidence and brand image. So I'm buying an iPhone. So by seeing only Apple symbol, I can say that this is a very good product, right? So because Apple is such a reputed company. But so as like that, if the customer is taking a drug and he is getting more treatment, more cure from the disease, he's not getting any adverse drug reaction, then the same information, the patient, now I took paracetamol, I got relieved the fever within 2-3 hours. Now my brother, tomorrow my brother got the same fever, and what I do, definitely I'll recommend paracetamol. Hey, I took paracetamol and it worked very nice for me, you also take that. So directly indirectly I'm promoting the drug on because I got good effects. So if your drug is not having side effects, then it will build up the confidence in the customer. By the default, you will develop a brand image for that product. So if your pharmacovigilance is actively working, so it will also helps to communicate this adverse drug reactions to the FDA. By within 2 days or 1 day, the FDA will give necessary modifications to the drug. By that, the patient can be, if it is getting some kind of mild areas also, he can get relief with the remedies whatever FDA approve. So this pharmacovigilance will also helpful in developing brand image and customer confidence. Next, ensures compliance and retention. So the retention of the drug in the market will completely depends on the compliance and brand image. So if it is having a good brand image and customer confidence, it will be very compliant to the subjects and patients, and it will be retained for a long time in the market. Yes, as I said, the clinical that pharmacovigilance should be in clinical trial as well as in the post marketing trials. So why this should be in the clinical trial? Because after completing preclinical trials in the animals, the first time trial the drug will be administered to the human. Because after coming to the up to PCT, there will be trial of the drug only on the animals. But coming to the trial, the drug will be administered to the humans, because humans are very important species who had a IQ power, because they can do miracles. So the FDA, governments always thinks to protect the human subjects. So the pharmacovigilance is very essential, because if the subjects were getting ADRs during the clinical trial, on an immediate basis, it have to submit to the FDA. By that, the FDA will the FDA will give instructions whether you have to proceed for further proceedings or you have to stop at that point. So that much important this pharmacovigilance in the clinical trial. Yes, pharmacovigilance in post-marketing. Why? Because already clinical trial is done, and during that process, I found this drug is having ultimate 100% efficacy. Along with that, it is causing some mild headache, vomiting kind of side effects, but we can release the drug into the market. But So with this information, we can release the drug into the market and we can make marketing. But there is a chance of getting new adverse drug reactions or new side effects in the post-marketing phase. How? Because the clinical trial is limited only to the limited subjects. No, during the post-marketing, you used to get so many kind of new subjects. So that subjects may be with the comorbid illness. Comorbid illness is nothing but, so I'm having a diabetes. What diabetes patient will do? He have to take daily antibiotic drug. So after, even though I'm having diabetes, one day I got fever. So I have a fever, then I have to take paracetamol also. So if I'm taking paracetamol, it doesn't mean that I have to stop diabetic drug, because it is a chronic disease. We don't have to stop the regular routine drugs. So when I'm taking paracetamol for fever temporary disease, when diabetic drug also taken, there may be chance of drug-drug interaction between the comorbid illness drugs, that is concomitant drugs. Nothing but concomitant medications are those which we are taking along with the drugs. So if for suppose the drug which I took was not acting on fever and going to act on diabetes, it will create some new mechanism in the body. It will create some new areas. So that way there will be areas will be coming if the patient is having comorbid illness. So as I said, for comorbid illness, you are taking some drugs, anti-diabetics. So after taking this fever drug will go and interact with that diabetic drug. So that time also we have chance to get ADRs, that is concomitant medications interactions. So the medications which you take along with that suspect, that will be called as concomitant medications. Patients with chronic exposure. I'm a labor and I work in a dust industry, but I got fever. I got a fever and I'm working in a dust industry. I took paracetamol, but tomorrow I need to go to the job. When I need to go to the job, then I'll again experience the same chronic exposure of the dust or some kind of things. So then also there will be interaction between the environment and the drug what you took, then also it will cause ADRs. The chronic exposure may also define in another way that if you are exposing to the drug for a long time, then also you may have chance to get ADRs. So this PV is that much important during the post-marketing also. Next. I'm telling reporting, collection, monitoring, assessing. Let's see who will do this all process. So the investigator is the person who will be actively involved in the clinical trial, because he will conduct the clinical trial. Investigator will be always a physician. During clinical trial, as I said, we'll get ADRs, no adverse drug reactions. That adverse drug reactions, what he have to do? He have to submit to the sponsor. Sponsor is nothing but the person who is investing the money on the drug manufacturing and the drug release and getting, and he is waiting for the patents. So he will appoint an investigator to conduct the clinical trial for the drug. So this sponsor will be whole and sole responsible for the drug ADRs also, because he only get benefits after the release, right? So the investigator need to send information, that ADR information to the sponsor. At the same time, consumers, physicians, healthcare professionals from the post-marketing, because physicians are those persons who will have numerous patients. So they used to, if I'm getting some adverse drug reaction after prescription from a physician, then I will go directly to the doctor. A doctor, you prescribed me this drug, but when I took this drug, I got the sedation kind of side effects. What I have to do? Then definitely I'll inform to physician. So the physicians will have a gathered information from different patients. So they can give this information to the sponsor. Consumers, the persons who are purchasing the drug, will also have a chance to experience ADRs. They can directly submit the information to the client, that is sponsor. Healthcare professionals, there are so many people actively involved in drug administration process, like nurse, lab technicians, and so many people. So that healthcare professionals also can submit this information to the sponsor. Once the information coming from the investigator or consumer or physician to the sponsor, what the sponsor will do, because some sponsor companies will have this PV part also in their own company itself, but it is not possible all the time to take over all the activities by a single sponsor. So they will give this PV work to some PV companies. They will appoint some PV companies. They will give this drug work, this information case processing work to the some PV MNCs, multinational companies. So what these PV companies do? These PV companies will hire people who are having healthcare knowledge about patient and drug and ADRs and PV guidelines, PV conventions, pharmacovigilance emergings, pharmacovigilance need, and all that. The persons who are having all this bunch of knowledge will be hired by this PV companies. So these PV companies will have PV employees. No, that PV employees works on a database called Oracle database. Different companies were working on different databases like Argus, Cephile, Scepter, so many. So all were Oracle databases only. So these PV employees, if you're taking training here now, after you're going to the job like PV job, then you will work on a database and you are supposed to process the patient case. That is what I'm saying from the beginning, right? You are supposed to process the patient case. So if you are getting information from the sponsor, then we PV companies call them clients. So whatever the client giving information to us, then we PV employees work on a Oracle database. We will process each and every part of the case in the database, like whether the drug is related to the, whether the ADR, adverse drug reaction, is related to the drug, what is the patient initial, what is the drug, what is the drug formulation, what is the drug dosage form, what is the seriousness, whether it is very serious or non-serious. We will check all the parameters in the database and we will process the case by using database, and we will submit to healthcare authority or regulatory authority, FDA. Post that FDA review each and every point, it will go back to the sponsor and it will give its suggestions whether you have to ban the drug or do some other time clinical trial again. So this was the regular routine process involved in the PEV employee job role. Next, what we will contribute in PV. As I said, like we will, the person who had ultimate knowledge in pharmacovigilance, pharmacology, patient, drug kind of things, and that will be hired by pharmacovigilance companies. So after gaining all pharmacovigilance knowledge, you will be appointed into PV companies. Then as a drug safety associate or a PV specialist or data analyst, depending on the company, the title or job role name will be changes. So what you have to do after appointing in a PV company, you need to process the cases of the patients by using database. Then on the immediate basis, you have to submit the patient case to regulatory authority. Post that regulatory authority will take the decision whether to approve the drug or ban the drug. Next, benefits with this pharmacovigilance jobs, other than like normal QC, QA. I'm not contradicting to that regular routine jobs. I'm just determining and defining the benefits of the PV jobs. That means clinical research jobs, PV jobs. Even clinical research also, the information you database, whatever you're getting from the clinical trial site. So coming to the packages, it is giving for a fresher 3 to 4 lakhs. That is a good package. Work environment is very nice because you're supposed to do a laptop work here. You deal all the time with the laptop and you'll be sitting in front of the laptop and you will work on a database and you will process the patient cases. And as a pharma students and pharma graduates, we were expecting most of the times chemical exposure jobs, but it is free of chemical exposure. You don't even have a single chemical because it is a software IT job. There will be only weekly 5 days work and good promotions based on performance. You can expect a good performance based promotions. If you are speaking good, if you are giving good knowledge, if you are processing good patient cases, then you can expect good promotions and hikes in a company. Then foreign promotions. If you're good enough in communicating, then you can be supposed to promote to foreign trips and foreign promotions. Yes, this is all the information about technical part of this pharmacovigilance. So I hope it is clear. Now I hand it over to Sonu sir.
Yeah. Yeah, just confirm me, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Ramesh sir, again handling me the session. So guys, I will just quickly conclude the sessions. Okay. So we'll discuss, before that, we'll discuss 3 to 4 points we will need to inculcate in our daily life, right? So first is, sir, everybody used to ask questions like, do we, I need to get training to get a job? Is training important to get a job? So as a company manager, what I will think, like, I will see your resumes, I will see your skill set. If it is related to my job requirement, definitely I'm going to hire it. It's simple. Okay. So what we used to do at Shiksha Junction, we will show you career path in all directions, like as sir discussed, like designation, package, on-site support, etc. Because see, if you're not liking your degree, it's matter of 4 years. But if you're not liking your job, it's matter of more than 40 years. So you should have honor and respect for that job. You should feel motivated to do that. Okay, so that's why our 1 month training is equal to 1 year of industrial exposure, which we provide with n number of theoretical and practical sessions along with grooming sessions. So talking about the timing, so daily you will be having 60 to 90 minutes of the session, and that too after 6 p.m. so that it will not disturb your college curriculum. So definitely you can add skills on CV. Requirements is laptop, phone, and internet connection. But here also many people need to complain, sir, I don't have laptop. So yes, you don't need laptop until and unless it is required to practice the things. Okay, all session you can attend with phone. So duration of the course is 4 weeks. Next is like, sir, is there any eligibility criteria like minimum 60% or 70%? No, anyone can join irrespective of their percentages. Okay, but yes, one thing we need from you, that is desire to learn, desire to excel, and desire to do something in your life. If you are willing to learn, you can be onboarded with us. Next is like, I'll discuss two important points quickly because already we are running out of time. First is resume. See, everybody have resume, right? If you check resumes in your classes, out of 199 resumes will be same. What will change? Only name, percentages in their degrees, and address will change. Remaining everything, mission, vision, objective, skill set, everything remains same. So that is not true, right? Your resume should be prepared based on your technical skills, your communication skills, and even your personal behavior, because company need to know how punctual you are, what is your attitude level. So what we do at Shiksha Junction, we used to take a special care for this. Everyone resume is prepared based on their interest. For example, Mayur. So Mayur resume will be prepared based on what he is good in. For example, he is good in pharmacovigilance. We will project pharmacovigilance in that resume, because again the chances of questions are more from that topic, right? So that we have a comprehensive session for this also. Next is LinkedIn. I'll tell you the difference between resume and LinkedIn. See, whenever any requirement come in any of the company, they used to ask like, okay, send me your resume. But here LinkedIn itself creates job opportunity for you if it is utilized properly, because the page itself posts 1 million opportunity daily. On LinkedIn, if you'll check, our students are there. I think many students from your colleges also doing with us. So you can check like, every minute the jobs are getting updated. How many people have applied? You can easily check. What are the skill set they need, that you can check. You can check about the company. I will ask a simple questions like, guys, just tell me, whenever you are going in any of the mall, okay, you want to buy a jeans, right? So how many jeans usually you are seeing before buying one? Just a random answer I want. How many jeans you will check before taking one? Anyone? Just guys unmute and say. Is my questions clear? Like if you are going to buy a jeans or shoes or shorts, how many pieces you check before taking it? Obviously more than 10 and 20, right? Why you are doing that? Because you want to get the best piece available in that market or that shop, right? So you also have to make your resume, your LinkedIn profile like that. Always you have to be active on LinkedIn, and you have to post any technical related activities only. But no worries, these all part is taken care by our training team, because we have more than 6 hours of session on LinkedIn and resume separately. Okay. So next is conclusion. Sir, what is the conclusion of the sessions? So as a well-wisher, I will say like, never change opportunities. Let it come to you by creating and building rare skill sets. If you are having real skill set, if you are having proper skill sets, n number of opportunity will definitely follow you. So focus on adding skills in your resume. Okay, don't run behind opportunities. Let them come to you by their own. Okay, so that's all from our side. Thank you so much. So it's over to Prasad sir. And guys, now we are open up for the question answer session. Ramesh sir is also there. If you have any doubt, any query, you can